here today, and we had electricians, masons, HVAC contractors, all working on the same building at the
Are
same
you
time.
actually supervising it?
We have a great team. I am on
But
site every
you're
day.
you're in charge of the team,
Yeah,
right?
I'm on
Yes.
site every day. Yes.
And now the existing building that's being renovated,
Yeah.
and then
So
you're doing an addition that's away from the
so
main.
in
How does that?
the main addition
How,
to the
let me just
campus.
stop you.
Yeah.
How do you think it's easier? Should we show them the renderings first, or
Well,
will they
let's
make
give
it?
people an idea. Yeah, let's show the renderings. That'd be
Okay.
great.
No,
Sure.
so we have, Matt, we have some renderings of what they're working on. So to tell us, this is the outside of the.
So this is the outside of a building we are proud to name the William P. Rayner Training Center. And the way I like to think of this is like a big gymnasium for dogs, 8,000 square feet of training space. So for dogs from the community, like Truman, our
Is
own
this
art
a training
dogs.
center too?
Yeah, this is a training center
another
from the other from the southwest corner,
Okay.
along the ARF Drive. So
And this
yeah.
will be completely brand new, right?
Yeah, yeah, it's completely brand new. So the idea is that we have a year-round place, winter, spring, summer, fall, evenings as well as during the day for training and enrichment, for classes and for our own dogs for their own
What is
training.
this image? Not
So
hold the images while he's talking. Just take
yeah.
what's.
So this is going to be the renovated entrance to our lobby, catteries, and adoption
So
spaces.
take that one down, Matt. Let's go back to the training center. So it says just take the picture of that. Yeah, that's the training center. And your training center, you were talking about it, and we got switched
Right.
you. So
So,
go back.
you know, before this was just a fenced-in outdoor area where we offered classes to the community. But if it rained or in the winter, in cold weather, we had to always suspend our classes. So now we have a place.
Where you can do
Oh,
them no
yeah.
matter what the weather is.
All
I
the way,
love that.
yeah, and
And
that's
it's
great.
it's 8,400 square feet. Is that
Yes.
right?
Yeah, it's enormous, and it is. It reminds me
You
very
can take the
much,
picture down, Matt. It's
Yeah.
okay.
very much like a gym.
Yeah, and it's got state of the art.
So,
We don't want the pictures, Matt. We want to talk about the training center.
So all the buildings are designed by an architect who specializes in animal shelters. In fact, his career is built on shelters and animal hospitals, and so he's helped us find the best materials for cleaning, the best materials for durability, and also in the kennels and cat spaces, he's helped us design it to reduce stress and fear in the
How does
animals.
he do that?
Well, a big thing we work on is smell.
Is that one of the first things that keys animals in? Is the
Yeah,
smell?
the smells, as you know from your own dog, they have a much richer life with their noses than we can imagine. And so the smells of other dog, the smells of cleaning chemicals, the
smells it.
smells of stress, and can really get them agitated. And the other thing we work on is noise and a lot of noise mitigation throughout the shelter, but especially in the kennel building for the dogs. So the kennel, even though it holds roughly 40 dogs, it's divided into 4 sections. And you can think of those sections as a collection of areas that are isolated, both in terms of noise and smells from the other sections of the building. So we can group the dogs in the different areas of the kennel based on their temperament and behavior, and hopefully everybody is calm and relaxed. We also built,
Now,
yeah.
when you're dealing with rescue dogs, so they have a lot more trauma issues, correct?
It depends,
Not
so
necessarily, 'cause it's-
it really does depend. I mean, I think we see a couple of things. We see animals who maybe missed out on human interaction in their really formative days. So if they were puppies, just like with children, the first
Yeah.
few weeks of life are critical and
Right.
going into the first year. And so if dogs have missed out on meaningful human contact during that time, they can come in being shy and afraid. They may have never seen anything like a car before or heard common noises that our dogs take for granted. So the shelter can be a loud, noisy, scary place. And then, we also have older dogs who may be surrendered because their owners have passed away or can't care for them any longer. And for those dogs, going from a home into a shelter environment with a lot of a lot of other animals can be stressful.
Right.
So in the kennels, we've actually built 4 private suites that have
How
doors and rooms, and we can fit them like you outfitted your studio. We can put a TV inside. We can put a sofa. We can put a rug. We can make it as much like home as possible.
Oh, how cool.
Yeah, it's
So
great.
we have some more renderings. Let's get the next one. Matt was, I think, the outside of the.
Oh yeah, so this is the new entrance to ARF, and
Now, this building exists already.
it does exist, but it's been stripped to the studs and the floors and
Oh, wow.
rebuilt, and it is going to be renamed the Richard Wells McCabe Welcome Center.
What did you do while it was being done? Where did you work?
So we are all moved into another part of our campus, our medical wing, which is about 6,000 square feet. But our capacity has been reduced to roughly a third of the animals we normally have.
Now, this is
Yeah, so this is the lobby. Pardon me.
this is what it will look
This
like.
is
It's
the
very
lobby.
pretty.
So we opened up this space because as you may know, on a rainy day in the summer when people want to visit the cats and dogs at ARF, the lobby couldn't handle all the people, and so we're really proud of this space. And it has sight lines and windows, so you can actually see puppies and small dogs and cats waiting for adoption.
Next one. That's the training center.
No, this is actually the outdoor view of our new kennel building. And it's hard to see from this detail, but there's room for 36 individual indoor and outdoor runs for dogs, as well as 4 private rooms. And there will be play yards landscaped on either side of the kennel as well.
Is
So
this a rendering?
yeah, this is a rendering.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so it is built on the site of our former kennels, and it is the other thing you can't see though. It's got a full basement, so 7,000 square feet of storage,
Oh,
which is
wow.
great.
You can take the picture down, Matt. Is there?
Yeah.
That's fabulous.
Yeah.
Your dogs are going to be really in.
Well, we hope we want to make ARF stress-free for the animals. It'll get them adopted more quickly. We also want to make it a better experience for adopters. It's a pleasant, clean, friendly, warm, bright place. We want the buildings to look like the care that we give every day to the animals. I mean, we want it to reflect our love for them. And I also want it to be a great place for our staff to work.
And it looks like it will be too, because
Thanks.
everything you're doing is just spectacular. I mean, they have a special air filtration system too.
Yeah, so one of the big things our architect put into the plans, one of the most important, is the HVAC system, which in addition to heat and cool, it cycles in fresh air from the outside, and it also provides UV filtration for all the air. And this is in the animal and people spaces alike, which we all know now is important for all of us. Yeah.
The technology today is amazing what we
Yeah,
can do
it
with things.
is.
And they also have the special filtration system on the water.
Right. Well, what we've done we've also upgraded all the sanitation systems at ARF, and to be conscious of our environment and where we live and protecting our natural resources, we've upgraded everything to nitrogen-reducing septic systems.
That's right. That's
yeah,
what I was.
yeah.
I was
It's great.
searching
So
for.
that's a big part of the renovation that people won't see. It's in the ground.
Yeah. What kind of a budget did it take to do all this?
The project is $13.9 million.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it was a big leap. ARF has been working towards this for over 10 years. The drawings have been on the
Now,
plans.
you came to ARF in 2016, is that
Yeah,
right?
that's
Then
correct.
did you were they already working on this when you came, or is this
We
something
we had plans, and we had plans for renovations for part of the buildings, and we had plans for the training center. But we started over and really looked at our kennels, because we felt that was a part of the building that had been overlooked and really needed our immediate attention. If we were going to do this, we had to make the kennels better. And in reviewing
So
that,
you were instrumental in expanding the
Yeah.
plan that they'd already put into place.
right, and that's what the feedback from our supporters, our board, and our donors told us they wanted to see happen. And so we put that in place, and then we started pre-construction, getting bids for the project, selecting a general contractor in 2019, and then we started the project right at the beginning of the pandemic.
They're not knowing.
Not knowing how, like any of us,
like everybody
none of us
else.
knew. But amazing, our general contractor has kept the project on time and on budget.
Whoa. I'm in real
There
estate.
you go.
I'm in real estate for over 3 decades, and I never hear anything coming in on time and not over budget. I mean,
So
not never, but
we,
very,
we, we have a
very.
great team, and I think it's because everyone working on the project appreciates and understands and admires what we do, and they want the project to be a
But
success.
what do you think is the real key to making it all work like that so well?
There's a phrase I like and I think of every day is that people don't deserve dogs. That our bond to the animals and the bond that our general contractors, the subcontractors have with their animals at home, the bonds our boards have, the bonds the community members have, ARF holds that special place in our hearts. And I think that in an era and a time that everything seems to be divisive, um, this bond between you and Truman, that encapsulates it all. It really cuts through it all, and we want to make this possible. Yeah.
What I was going for,
Yeah.
and I think you may be too close to the forest to see the trees, but to create the bond, it takes communication.
Ah,
And I think you at the top made sure everyone communicates so well amongst themselves, because
Yeah.
if everybody else knows what the other person is doing and where they want to go, I think it makes all of this thing
Yeah.
stay on
Thank you.
schedule.
That's kind. I'm there every day. I take a personal interest. They know every.
But then you make the bond
Yeah,
too.
yeah. It is about those relationships all the way through at every stage and every level of the project.
Well, the only reason I want to say that because I hear you're leaving us now.
Oh, I don't want to talk about that. No, no, no. That it's really separate
But
from
what I
that.
but I what
Yeah.
I meant we're gonna miss
That's
having
very
you
that's very
and
kind.
all that you have brought to ARF. We don't
Very
have to
kind.
talk about it. We can go on.
Oh
But
no, that's fine. But I just want everyone to know that this project is very near and close to my heart, and I am, and the people who have made it possible are key donors who have made it possible. I have a commitment to them that we are going to see this through, and I'm building an ARF that will last another generation.
Oh, more than
Yeah,
wow,
yeah.
yes. So we have about 10 minutes more, and we have some pictures of the work
Oh,
that you're doing.
construction,
You can
yeah.
tell us exactly what's happening in these
Sure.
pictures. We're going to start out with. There's only a
Oh,
few
yeah.
more. What is this?
So this is the outside of the training building from the eastern view, and you can see we've got the window frames in. It's just waiting for the siding to be installed, which just started last week.
What kind of siding?
It is a hardwood siding with a natural finish. So it'll be a dark wood that will patina like cedar over
wow.
time. Yeah, no, it's gonna be a really handsome feature in the building, and on the inside, it's durable concrete epoxy floors. It's dog proof.
And they're all nice high ceilings too.
Yeah, no, it's going to be wonderful. And this where you see this space in front of the building, that's going to be a new parking lot, which will give us, much needed parking. Good. Yeah, so
It looks
that's
massive
that's
when you see a picture like this. It just looks massive.
It does, and you can see, part of how we've kept the project on time and on budget. On the right side, you see that's the mechanical equipment, the HVAC equipment for the kennel building, which we ordered months in advance, so there would be no delays, and we were able to store it on site. Yeah. So these roll-up garage doors, are important. The space will have heat, but won't have air conditioning. But with the roll-up garage doors, and eventually there will be 2 large industrial ceiling fans hanging from that space, which will keep it cool for dogs and people in the summer. Yeah. So this is the kennel building, and this shot was taken just a couple of weeks ago. What you can start to see in the outside is that this massive brick building has a veneer of glazed ceramic brick. And those are the color tiles you see. They're actually 2 inches thick. And each individual door you see at the bottom, that lets the dogs go in and out. And the same glazed brick will build the walls between all the kennels. So from a cleaning standpoint, it's indestructible. we have a in-house pressure washing
Oh,
system
wow.
that the staff will be able to wash it down. Here's an inside shot of the kennel. So you see it's got a big soaring ceiling, and all the hard surfaces will be treated with acoustical paneling to help with the reverberation. And the same glazed brick will come inside. So it's going to be really bright and cheerful for people. And we think the dogs will appreciate it too. Something you can see in the details underneath those doors, every dog run has its own trench drain at the back. So when we're cleaning, the final concrete floor will slope towards that drain.
Oh, how
And the staff can hose everything down with the pressure washing system. And then each drain has its own jet of water that flushes the drains themselves. So it's going to be.
This sounds
yeah.
like this will be good for a lifetime.
Oh, it does. That's
Absolutely.
great. Thanks so much. Yeah. It's a lot. It's a lot of thought and detail that went into this.
It's so
Yeah.
apparent.
Yeah.
It's so apparent, all the things that have been thought out. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, you have a great team that did it too. It's amazing.
Good.
So now, are you going to have a grand opening when it
All
happens?
right, so we'll be moving in this winter, and the goal, and so we'll be breaking the building in and getting ready for the spring. And you know what we're thinking now is every year we would have a pet celebration day in May, and we're thinking it's time to bring pet celebration day back. And so we're looking for May of 2023 to have a big public grand opening, though there'll be a soft opening before that. But we'll be ready the landscaping will be in, the drives will be in, and we think May will be a great time to kick off the season and welcome you and Truman and our whole community back to ARF.
And you're going to stay through the whole season?
Yeah, I'll be here through then. Great.
Through all of 23, will you stay here?
Not all of 23, no. I'll be here through the completion of the project.
And how are they going about finding who's going to
So
replace you? And how is that going to
yeah, so there's a national search that, I've been working with our
I
board.
need a national search.
The board and I have been planning for this. This is a retirement for my husband and I. And so I've been working with the board since January of this year to work on succession planning. And our search became public in September, and we've started interviewing candidates. We're starting this week. So all the information is on our website, and we have a great search team. The same people who brought me to ARF over 7 years ago are helping us find
What did you
the
do
next
before you came
successor.
to ARF?
So my background is in the arts. I was deputy director at the Parish Art Museum and Watermill. And
I should have known that.
yeah, that's all right. And but I had an ARF dog, and I was recruited to come to East Hampton and help ARF
You
realize
clearly
this
love it.
project.
You clearly love what you do.
No.
It shows, and
No.
and everything to be a part of everything that you guys have been
Oh,
doing
no.
over there is just
Thank you.
exciting.
No, the arts will always be important to me. But as I found out, my dogs are incredibly important to me as well.
So you wrote your letter that you posted a letter on the website. That
I did.
You were leaving. I think it was on the 16th or 15th. I don't remember what it was
Sure.
exactly. But I just read it this morning, and you said you have been profoundly affected. Could you share with us some of the things how you have been affected by this experience since you've come from the arts and it's a whole new thing? Could you share?
It is a whole new thing. I honestly believe the phrase, and I can't take credit for it. It's probably got it from a T-shirt, but people don't deserve dogs. That unconditional love that I see for animals, and I see the impact that what I love about ARF's work. It's not just the animals we rescue; it's the lives those animals go on to change with the people who love them and adopt them. And every day I am touched in some way by some stranger who supports ARF through a gift of any size, sometimes large, sometimes small, many people completely unknown to us. And the motivation behind that is that their animals saved them, helped them, got them through a difficult part of their lives, were members of their family, and they want to support an organization that makes that possible for other people. And that, I have to say, as I mentioned earlier, during this era, which seems to be so divisive.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah,
It
and
doesn't seem to be. It
but
actually
that
is.
seems the animals have been able to cut through all of that, and I'm very proud of that. I'm very proud of what East Hampton has done. I think per capita there are more rescue dogs in probably the town of East Hampton than anywhere else
Really?
in the
How do
country.
you know that?
Yeah, when at the dog at our annual Stroll to the Sea dog walk, there were over 615 people there, and I don't know, at least that many dogs. And so many of them ARF dogs. But as I said, it doesn't matter to me. I'm non-denominational, whether
Right.
it's an ARF dog or cat or
Dogs are
from
dogs,
anywhere
but
else.
animals are
But the
animals.
bond is still the same, and I think that's why our donors and supporters, regardless of where their animals come from, like to support us. And
I'm one
yeah,
of them.
it's it has changed me in that regard. And even I think about what I do now because of my ARF dog. I'm at the beach walking every morning. Well, right now it's not 6 a.m. It's more like 6:30 as the sun's coming up.
Which beach do you go to?
I walk in Long Beach in Sag Harbor.
Okay.
Yeah, and people know my dogs probably more than they
Me too,
recognize
me
me.
too.
Yeah, they can recognize my dogs from a distance. They make me healthier. They make me happier, and I think it's more people.
Did
More
you
people should have a dog or cat.
do you have the same rescue dog that you came to ARF with?
Yeah, so we
How
have
old is he?
we have Stritch, who's named after Elaine Stritch. You may
Okay.
appreciate that.
Yeah.
She has a great brassy voice.
Yes, we know
She's
Elaine.
she's a cattle dog. She's now 8 years old, and then our second ARF dog is Finn, and he is 6, going on 7. He's a Puerto Rico rescue, and Stritch is from a kill shelter in Texas, where I'm originally from. So I like to say,
You're from Texas?
Yeah.
I'm from Texas.
Oh, so I like to say Stritch and I both were both rescued by
So,
ARF
so,
from
so, so,
Texas.
so where in Texas were you born?
So I was born in Abilene.
I'm Fort Worth.
Oh my goodness! So there you are. There
You don't have any accent,
well, neither do you. So
but I
you go.
left very quickly.
I got very sound advice when I was a senior in high school.
So
It
did you
says
have an accent until you were a
need to leave.
senior?
Probably. It's hard to remember, but no, I've lived a lot of other places
Because I
since
find it
then.
fascinating. There's no detection of an accent whatsoever. My mother, who was from Alabama, still had an
Oh, my
accent
gosh.
till she died.
No, people tell me my roommates in college used to say whenever I was on the phone with my grandmother back in Texas
You would
that my
get
accent would come back
back.
up because it's just hard to say yes ma'am without an accent coming out so many times. You understand. No, I was just back in Texas 2 weeks ago visiting my mom and sisters. My family's still there.
No.
And we just need to work on, well, Texas needs to work on a lot of things, but especially their shelters. Yeah, there are a lot of rescues from Texas who need our help.
Scott, thank you so
No,
much
it's been
for
a
coming
pleasure.
to do this. It's
Thank
been a
you,
pleasure
always.
doing this. And
It's been great to get to know you over these years at ARF, and we appreciate all you do for us and
Oh, you're-
all the ways you support us.
oh,
Thank
you're
you.
kind. Thank you. Thank you
No.
so much. But it's been really a joy having you as the director there, and you've done wonderful things. And
That's all right.
obviously, anyone that's listening knows why. I think it's all here
Oh.
today. Thank you
Great.
again, Scott.
Thank you. Pleasure.